Hello, everybody. Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Jackie. I forgot to do a thing. Let me go do a thing and then text some folks where I'm at. Um, Man, it's been a Monday of Mondays. I thought I was doing great. Told my boss I was doing great. And then I started doing a process. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have to redo that. And that's where tomorrow's gonna be. Me redoing work. Or actually making it's part in anyway. Let's not talk about work. So anyway, we'll talk about fun things. So hopefully some people will show up. I'm a little on time for once. I'm a little bit early. Look, my hair's a mess, y'all. Hey Keith. So I have two things to show you. I'll show the small thing first. Um, well, hi, babies. Babies. Pugsley. You want to come say hi? My babies are like, they're walking and dancing out over there, but they're not coming in. Nope. They're like, nope, I'm gonna be with dad. So what I was working on this weekend is I was working on this bag. So I've been working on conditioning it really well. And this is on its second set of conditioner. This is the best it's gonna look with just conditioner. It really could use a professional color. But to do that, you would have to deglaze it and dye it and then seal it again. And I don't want to do that. So I think it's going to live like this. Hi, Mr. Pugsley. James brought Mr. Pugsley. Oh, come on. Come say hi to everybody. Everybody loves you. Yes, my chunky monkey, my chunky potato, my sweet potato. This is my sweet potato. This is the sweet potato, and the other potato is on the floor. He's so cute. He was such a cute puppy this morning. Oh my God. He was ridiculous. He had his belly full, and then he snored at us. Like, how dare I'm not moving. I don't want to move. So Mr. Pugsley says hi. Off you run. Okay, so the pugs are happy. Hi, Marilla. Good evening. Just got off work. Hey, Miss Kathy. Hey, Monica. Keith. Yeah, so let me open up this first. This was something I've been wanting for as soon as it came out, but I wasn't willing to pay for it when it first came out. And I think I got this for 25% off or 20% off. BaubleBar was having a sale. Is Daddy Pugsley's favorite or oh no. So they're Daddy wins every time. I am not loved. Pugsley's my favorite, and Wednesday's James's favorite, but they both love James to death. I am person number two when there's two people. I'm only person number one when there's nobody there. They choose him every time. Every time. So in here is this. So when this came out, I really wanted it. And it was so expensive, and it's still expensive. I mean, don't let me fool you. It's still expensive, even 25% off is expensive. Now, is it Coach Charm expensive? No. But it was something that I felt like was, I can't really justify spending that much money on this thing. And then moment of weakness. When it went 25% off, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna buy. I think it was 20% off. I think I keep saying 25, but look how beautiful this is. Isn't that the most beautiful stitch you have ever seen? Look at how beautiful the different colors so it has like a solid color and then a reflective crystal and then the crystal in the ears. So it's very heavy. And I knew it was going to be a very heavy charm. So not very many bags get to hold this. It's just a very, very beautiful, extremely expensive, in my opinion, charm. Like these are normally $80. Um, and most BaubleBar things aren't $80. But look how beautiful the workmanship of this is. So, I mean, look at those eyes and those ears. How can you not love this? So when was able to get him for 25% off, we ordered him. So this is Yeah, the ears with the notch. It's just beautiful. Hey, Latina. Um, this is the most like one of the most beautiful things I've seen, and this will go perfectly with what I'm going to unbox for you today. So, in this giant box that's next to me is my most expensive Coach, and I have some expensive Coach bags. Now, this is not the caliber of expense that Coach, it's not the upper tier of Coach, guys. There's higher price bags at Coach. But for me, this is my most expensive Coach bag. Now, I had in the past one bag more expensive than this one from Coach, but I no longer have that bag. So this is going to be currently my most expensive Coach bag. And let me show you the ginormous box it came in. Oh, and it's oops. Let's not show everybody my address. Uh, this box. Look how big this box is. Now I can tell you what's in here is not as big as this box. This box is half the size of this box, but I'm very interested to see how they pack this. So this is an eBay purchase. Now this has a funny story behind it. The stitch is beautiful, right? KS Susan, yeah, it is. So this box, I am in a bunch of Facebook groups for Coach and reselling, and not as a reseller, but Coach groups where people do sell their Coach items. And this lady had posted this, and I asked her a while ago, like, hey, would you be willing to do a trade? And she said, well, no, the reason she was selling it is because she really needed the funds. I'm like, okay, I get it. And then I was looking on eBay, and I saw the bag at a more realistic price than what the prices you will see right now are. And I texted her, this is a couple months goes by, and a month goes by or something. And I texted her again, like, hey, are you selling your bag on eBay? Never heard anything from her. So I just had a heart on it on eBay, like I always do. And the eBay seller sold it to me, offered me a lower price than list. And I said, well, on eBay, I can use Klarna. So on eBay, I didn't have to sell, borrow, and steal. I could just use Klarna. But guys, mind you, you just saw me open a Louis Vuitton and a Gucci bag. I already bought those two bags. So by putting this bag on that bill, this has made my Klarna debt ridiculous. Like I'm going to be having to pay that off fast because uh my bag budget's blown. But let me show you what's in here. And I can't return either of the orders I've ordered. So I was a very interesting decision when I made this. So this is okay, so this is why it's so packed. It is a ton. So this had to go through authentication. So this went through to the uh, Las Vegas store, our warehouse, or wherever they authenticate. So it went to Las Vegas, and this is the original person who sent it on eBay. So she sent it to the shippers. The shippers, the authenticators, people at eBay authenticated. It took a very long time. All of this took a very long time. None of this was quick. This is why Jackie is broke. And it's poor box. It's poor box. Now, when I talked to her, now after I bought this on eBay, she had gone to see she finally saw my Facebook message. So then she messaged me on Facebook and she said, hey, would you be willing to buy this not off eBay, but because, there's a bunch of fees. And I said, honestly, the only way I was able to buy this was because of eBay and using Klarna. When I offered to buy it the first time, I had the money, but then you never answered, so I bought other things and I don't have the money. So for me to buy this, I have to buy it off eBay with Klarna. And this is why this bag has become my most expensive bag ever, because this is it's all the fees. This is on a payment plan, and it will have financing fees. So this is my first time seeing it in real life, because this is a Disney exclusive that's only at Disney Springs. And right now, it was, I think they were able to get it in Japan too, but this is a Disney Springs. Right now, if you go to Disney Springs in Orlando, you can buy this bag, or you can call them and you can buy this bag. But she was selling it, and this thing retails for $5.95. Now that is the real price. That is the real price. $5.95 is the price of this bag. Um, with all my fees and everything, this will cost me $6.50. So I actually did really well. I did really well. So this is the Juliet. It's the Donald Duck. So this is called Stone Blue, which is the new blue, and it's the Juliet. It doesn't have the size on here, but she bought this from the Disney store. Um, and this is through the eBay authentication stuff. So this is what this bag looks like. So it has Disney times Coach. This is the Juliet bag, which is one of my favorite style bags, by the way. It's the Juliet. I think the Juliet, I like it more than the Brooklyn. The Brooklyn's my second favorite. Well, yeah, the Brooklyn's my second favorite. I like so for me, this will be my most expensive bag. And the lady who bought this bag, she lost money selling this to me because um eBay takes a bite. She sold it for less than list, and she had to buy it for list at most, even if she was a like cast member or whatever. Um, even at Disney Springs, she could at most only get 10% off if she had the Disney Visa card. You know, so she had gone to Disney, bought this, took it home, and needed to sell it. And I was lucky enough to buy it. I'm not sure James will agree, but I'm going to Disney, and I knew that if I didn't have this bag already, I would be buying this bag. So getting it for the opportunity to buy it over 12-month payment plan, even with interest, even with all the fees, even with everything, is still it's what I would have paid if I walked into the store. You know, did you ever find out why they took that long? Winnie, hi Winnie. Um, eBay lady willing to do. I am watching that bag. So basically this bag was on eBay and she offered it to me for a better price. And she asked me to would I be willing to buy it off eBay, and I said no because we've already bought it, and it had to go through authentication and basically it took a very long time, y'all. Bought from eBay. I'm interested in the one that's not on eBay. Oh yeah, well, yeah, see, so the lady she posted this on one of those Facebook groups, and then this showed up on eBay, and it's the same lady. So if there's another one out there, it'd be somebody else. But yeah, so this one is one that I was just so happy. So she had cross-posted it. And I bought it off eBay. And that's one of the things that Blythe, hi Jen. So this is my Juliet. And honestly, I'm very surprised at this because I hate to say this, the leather's dry. This is a very dry leather, and I've noticed that on almost all of my new bags from Coach coming out that I've had to immediately condition them when I get them, which I normally didn't have to do. I normally don't have to do that, but this one needs some conditioning. But then you never know how long they sit in a warehouse. You know, you never know. Can you show me the white Juliet? Sure, I'll show you the white one. It's right over here on the left. I was going through my stuff, and I happened to really, and the reason I was willing to maybe even part with my white Juliet is because I knew I was getting this one. So I've been doing a couple trades. I'm trying to really look at my collection objectively and not just emotionally. And I have a lot of anxiety. Part of my mood medication that I take is for anxiety. Um, so it's going to take a while for it to kick in after I went off it for almost 3 weeks, which was a stupid thing to do, never to be repeated. Um, so let me get this tag off. So the dust bag fell on the floor, but let me get this all in here. Let me show you the inside. It's just a pretty textile. One slip pocket, no zip pocket. Um, and then, so what I'm going to do with this bag is, that's the front. So this is the Juliet, and this one says genuine glove tanned leather on the bottom. And this beautiful charm is going to spend its entire life. This charm will not be bouncing back and forth. This charm will be staying permanently on this bag. So this is going to be my Stitch and Donald bag. But let me get my other Juliet so you can see the difference between the two Juliets. So I was going through my bags this weekend, part of what I was doing. And this is, that's my Katie Spady. This is the Juliet. So this is my other Juliet, and I love the Juliet. I think the Juliet is a gorgeous bag. It's the most comfortable bag on my shoulder compared to my Brooklyns. So they're exact. So this is the 38. So these are exactly the same bag, you know, just different colors. They're both glove tan leather, you know, one's in white, one's in blue. Stone blue, and then they both say glove tan leather. This one also is dry. I do need to condition it also. But yeah, so this is my Juliet. So this Juliet I've used a few times. I really love it. It is a favorite. And this has a tan interior. Yeah. I definitely recommend Juliet more than the Brooklyn. It fits better on my shoulders. It's more comfortable on my shoulder, but that is subjective. So some people, and I have the Brooklyn in two sizes, and I actually really like the Brooklyn now. I don't like the way it's finished on the interior, but I do love the Brooklyn because I have one and I've used it, and it's actually really great for work. It's really, 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 really good for work. Um, what bag is this one? This is my Katie Spady, or is this my? Which one are you? Oh, Rebecca Minkoff. She's Rebecca. This is a Rebecca bag. I haven't used that one yet. But anyway, so this is my most expensive Coach bag to date. I might have to figure out a better way to hang this so it hangs a bit better. I can add a ring to it. But this is my I'm been paying for it for a long time. You know, long time, but it's worth it because I would have to have wait. I knew that when I went to Disney, I wasn't going to buy it because it's just too much money when you're already on a very expensive vacation. Um, I like the fabric one to put embroidery patches on. The beautiful bag for sure. Thank you. I remember when you bought the white one. Yeah, the white one's amazing. The white one I kept in the I thought I would want that Western tabby, and honestly, the Western tabby didn't work for me. I rehomed that one. Yeah, I think that's better with this drop. So this is my most beautiful bag. This one in the and here's the thing, like, so I know that this, as far as Coach goes, is not their most expensive bag, but for me it is. Like, I mean, the Kiss Lock costs more. There's other bags that cost more. Rogues cost more, but for me, this is going to be a workhorse of a bag. I'm actually really going to use this bag. Um, but your Rogues are more expensive. Oh yeah, my Rogues are more expensive by value, absolutely, absolutely, but not by what I spent. You know, like as in dollars out, um, dollars spent, cash dollars out. This one is just as expensive as my Compass 35. They're actually on par with each other. So the Compass 35 and this one are my two most expensive Coach bags that I bought and spent money on. Now, value-wise, the Rogue Denim is my most highly valued bag. Um, but it still was only $450 for me to buy that one. All of my expensive bags from Coach are around $500 for me. Um, so if you're looking at bought directly from Coach, most expensive bag I purchased was the Compass 35. Um, Before that, it was the Rogue 39 that I no longer have. I spent $800 on that one. But the please show the compass. The compass, where did I put you, compass? I just put you, where did I put you? I moved you. Where did I move you to? Uh, I moved all my bags this weekend, and I don't quite remember where did I put that compass. There it is. I know it was somewhere strange. It's being blocked over here. So this is my by dollars out. My most expensive, this one and the Rogue. But okay, so bought directly from Coach. This is my most expensive bag currently. My most expensive by value would probably be the Rogue, Denim Rogue, or that one up there. Is very expensive on the resale market, but that one has a lot of damage. Need to see that Coach with the NASA patches behind you. I have my undergrad in space science, and I am a huge space nerd. How the hell did I miss that Coach drop? Because it happened a long time ago. That is a very hard bag to find. When I say very hard bag to find, it is a very hard bag to find. So I have Pluto. So I bought him at drop because I'm a dog mom, and I'm not sure how much I don't really think I like the Compass 35, really. I prefer the 25, and which is weird because I think the 30 would have been perfect, but the 35 is just a little bit too big, and I'm a big person, so I do wear big bags. But let me show you the NASA bag. Um, so this came out a long time ago, and it's very hard to find. Now this one's super beat up. This is why I was able to find this. This bag cost me $400 also, guys. Um, but that is a steal for this bag. I mean, literally a steal. This bag is so hard to get. When you find these on the pre-love market, they're gonna be around $1,000. The only reason I got this for the price I got this is because this one was damaged and beat up, and I'm like, I want it. I don't care. Do you see the corners? Wait till you see the poor insides. You know. Hello, Don. Hey, do you think about them? Um, yeah, an older drop, and this is very, very, very hard to find. Like, it is like cult. Oh, I was looking for where I put these. I need to take this to the office. Okay, let me unpack this. Because I have this stuffed really well. Now, and I'll show you, this is why I got this for such a good price. And $400 is a good price. Do you see this? There's a hole in the bottom of this bag, in the lining right there. There's a hole in the lining. The interior has been trashed. I didn't care. I still wanted it. I did not care that it was trashed. Um, so this one was made in 2017. So this is the second gen. So 2016 is the first gen for Rogues. This has a smell of cleaner, and it has a smell of use and abuse, guys. This is not a showcase bag. This bag it's lived a rough life. I didn't even try to clean it. I just kept it, and I said, you know what? And he was the really nice guy said, hey, you do know that there's damage in this bag? And I said, yep, I don't care. I want it. I've never seen it. I've never been able to get it for less than $1,000. I will take it for I think it was $350. And he He said, okay. And he sent it to me. And I don't know if I did an unboxing. I don't remember anymore. My videos are there's so many different. This is, so anyway, this bag is a very hard to find collector's piece. And honestly, just because, yeah, yeah. This bag was well used, and then I bought Snoopy to go with it because Snoopy had to come with it. But it doesn't have the long strap. I think when this one was made, they didn't have a long strap. It was just the two shoulder straps and the rogue handles. But this is such a hard bag to find. It is really just fabulous. Because I live in Texas and I like going to NASA. My husband wanted to be an astronaut. He actually went to college originally to be an aerospace engineer, but life happened and he ended up going to the Corps of Cadets, which if you're in the Corps of Cadets is really not, going into engineering is rough. So anyway, he ended up wanting to take going from engineering to meteorology to geography. We're both geographers. He's very smart. He went all the way through Cal 2. It was Cal 3 that got him. You know, that bag was abused. That's just the shit. I know. This bag was well used and well loved. Um, yeah, this didn't come with a crossbody. Yeah, I still love it. I have to try to find one. Yeah, I mean, seriously, take a photo, do a snapshot with your screen. I'll send, yeah, I have your cell phone. I'll send a picture so you can find it because it is really hard to find. Um, I couldn't believe it when I saw it, even with that abused inside. I didn't care. Um, I'm like, I need this bag. It's just fabulous. I wanted to be an astronaut when I was a kid and yeah, I love all things space. James does too. James still loves all things space. He still does. By the way, we just watched, the movie, um, Project Hail Mary. best made the best space movie I have ever seen. Up until this movie, I had considered Moon my favorite space movie, and now Project Hail Mary. I like Project Hail Mary more than um The Martian, and that was a great movie. Balanced just right. Hopefully that won't come flying off the shelf. It has done that before. I love that Pluto compass is my cart, but maybe it's too big for me. Actually, don't know why it hasn't been marked down since the other three were. I know, right? Yeah, this one, I wish I had gotten the Mickey one, and I was really tempted to get the Mickey one, but ultimately, Pluto, because I'm a dog person, is he's a dog. I had to, and then of course this bone. Isn't this cute? Absolutely. I'm gonna use it eventually. There's something in here. What did I put in here? Because this bag's way too heavy. Oh, what is wrong? Oh, there's a silk scarf in here and a stitch bag. What else is in here? And oh, forgot I put that in there. I have this really pretty pale pink Marc Jacobs bag that's supposed to go to my sister. I bought that as again one of her 1,000 Christmas gifts that I had too many for Christmas for her. But this is Jennifer's ultimately favorite pale shell pink. I wondered where that bag went. Apparently, I put it in here. So let's just put that back in here and hopefully I'll remember it this time. Wait, I'm. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know you're the dog person. You have Frenchies. Yeah. You know, you are the dog person. And I'm also a dog person. So we love the same things. It's all about the need for those bags. I will tell myself I am a collector. I know, right? Um, Thank you for showing them to me. I love it. Oh yeah, Blythe. I mean, Jen. So this is my most expensive by dollars out, this one and the Donald Duck. And Donald Duck, I love Donald. And it's because, we grew up watching the DuckTales and stuff like that, but Donald himself is is he doesn't actually really verbalize. He just makes duck sounds. And but I love Scrooge, watching Scrooge Christmas story or Christmas Carol. And then we watched Huey, Dewey, and Louie, the little grandsons. And then but I've always liked Donald because Donald's always in a bad mood. But but his and the kids are always mischievous. They're always getting in trouble. So here's the dust bag that goes with it. So this is my second most, well, this one and the Pluto bag are generally the most expensive bags I have. And I do have the Kiss Lock. So basically I've spent a fortune, which is why I'm trying to pay off these things. Coach has killed me with the Disney. I I will buy things with dogs on them. I will buy if Disney things are on them, I will buy it. And I think they know me at this point. But this color, gosh, this color is so awesome. This is so pretty. I'm not sure if this is going to stay on here. I want it to because I love the way it looks. But again, these are so heavy that I don't like the way it's dragging on the bag. So maybe oh, it will look pretty on this bag? And it'll be lightweight. This is the large Rowan loved leather charm I got, and this will look really good because this will go with Donald, his little bit of red. I love red and blue, and I love red and blue bags. This is going to be perfect. Yeah, that's a better fit with his little bit of red here, a little bit of red here. Yep, I bought the Snoopy tabby. I wish I bought the Snoopy tabby. Oh, and the red Pluto. I know, right? And I wish I bought the Snoopy tabby. And I wish I bought the Snoop. I wish I bought. Sorry. I wish I bought. I have a Snoopy Rogue on layaway with a friend. I bought from a friend. Long-term layaway. And I wish I had bought the Rogue Pluto, but yeah, that didn't happen. So I'm very happy to have what I have. I can't buy everything. I try very hard to. My budget says nope. I need to sell, borrow, and steal a lot more stuff. But basically, my collection has shifted a lot to just collecting a lot of things I can personalize, things that are more kitschy, maybe a little bit more temporary than I used to collect just hardcore, high-end-ish type of leather bags. And now I'm kind of like, I'm okay if they're here for a short time. And it's really like what it comes down to is looking at my whole collection as a whole. Um, it's I buy a lot of fabric bags, like fabric, textile, coated canvas. Those are my favorite types of bags. This is a linen bag right here. Coated canvas up there. I have a great many leather bags, but I think if I actually sat down and looked and counted, I would have a great many. If you looked at all the different textiles between canvas, denim, coated canvas, regular canvas, denim, in my seatbelt bags, which are a nylon, if I looked at my nylon bags, all bags not just leather, I probably have more of those. And that was more of a shock to me than anything because I'm going through my bag space and I am in the other room. I'm starting to color code, so I did pull all of my yellow bags out and I did put the yellow bags together. Um, oh, you love suede bags these days? That's pretty cool. I love a suede bag. And I'm getting no, the next color I'm gonna be starting to pull out all my green bags to put all my green bags in one space. So eventually all my blue, all my brown, all my green, all my colors will be in color coded sections. And then realistically, realistically, to make the space work for me and not me work for the space, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 9 bins of bags I have to downsize. And that's really not going to happen. I know myself. I know I have enough anxiety as it is, letting go of what I'm letting go of, that it's hard. But that's kind of how the hoarding mentality starts, is when you can't let things go. So I'm trying to fight that very, very much. I'm trying to let things go that if I'm not using it. Now I can't do the if you haven't used it in a year. I have more bags I can if I use a different bag every single day, I have more than a year. I have 3 years worth of bags if I use a new bag every single day. Hey Tracy, what kind of Coach bag did you get? This one. This is the Juliet 38. And now this Juliet 38 is $5.95. It's more expensive than the regular Juliet because it has a Disney. We have the Disney tax, so Donald cost more. But let me get this closer so you can see how pretty Donald is. I like this Donald. Donald, by the way, just turned 90. Winnie the Pooh just turned 100. Um, yeah. So yeah, I have a great deal of anxiety when it comes to letting go of my bag. So that was one of the things I was talking to my friends about, because I'm on an antidepressant, y'all, and the antidepressant's Prozac. The Prozac's actually meant, actually, Morella, this is called Stone. It's called Blue Stone. The Bluebell is a little bit, it's darker than the Bluebell. It's Blue Stone. It's a new blue. It's a new blue from Coach. Um, the antidepressant I take is Prozac, and I've been taking it on and off since I was in my 20s. And one of the things it does a couple things, but one of the major things it does is for anxiety. And I was telling James that I think that even though it's an antidepressant for depression is why I was originally um given this medication, I think it's actually more managing my anxiety. So when I got off of it for 2.5 weeks, almost 3 weeks, that was a very bad idea. That was a really crappy bad idea for me. And I didn't realize how bad it was until I was snapping at my beautiful, cute, adorable Pugsley, who has never done a wrong thing in his life. Even if he's naughty, he's never done a wrong thing in his life. If he had an accident inside the house, it's because we weren't home to let him out. It is our fault, not his fault. He knows better. So I snapped at him for no reason. And that's when I looked at James. I says, okay, I need to call my doctor now. I need to get this prescription refilled. And I've been back on it for about a week now, a week and a half. It takes about 5 days to 2 weeks to really start getting into the swing of things. And the dosage I'm on now is high enough that I should not have done what I did. So, and it wasn't that I meant to. I'm on a 90-day supply, and I just had a resupply issue. And because the way my pharmacy is, I can only go there on a Saturday between 9 a.m. and noon because it's a small local pharmacy. It's not a 24-hour pharmacy. I work when they're open, so the only time I can go there is on a Saturday. So a lot of this bag drama that you see, what the Louis Vuitton bag, the Gucci bag, this Coach bag, the Coach Compass bag that I got and loved leather, all of this drama of me selling stuff to buy stuff, was badly managed impulse control and anxiety and all this other stuff. That medication does a lot. For me, it does a lot. Now, it doesn't work for everybody the same way. That's why a lot of people, there's lots of different medications out there. But for me, I realized that it really helped give me a pause between, let me just buy whatever I want without consequences and let me think about it. Being adults, that's hard to do. So I wasn't for a good while. Like, I thought I was bad in December, when I was getting 14 packages in the mail. I thought that was bad. Missed it by 30 seconds. What did you miss by 30 seconds, Jolie? Um, so anyway, it is just kind of like, I have to admit, I have a lot of things. I have a lot of bags. I love them. It's not about love. All the bags I let go, I love them too. Um, It's just that sometimes I'm at the point where it's like I need to let somebody else love them too, because sometimes I get into that, my precious mentality. Yeah, I'm getting there. So I'm trying to let go, trying to let go, but it's giving me a lot of anxiety, lots of anxiety. Um, so yeah, so anyway, I have, that was my big purchase that's coming in. There literally, when I said there was no more $1,000 hauls, this is the last of it. You know, there is no more super big bags showing up in the mail. I have a couple small bags still showing up in the mail that are coming in. My consignments have pretty much all gone through that have been consigned. Um, I had a human patient who went manic on Prozac. That type of med affects different people differently. It absolutely does affect you differently. Not everybody can take it. It doesn't work for everybody. Yeah. Oh, you're watching from the beginning. Okay, Jolie. Yeah, so yeah, you just never know. You never know. And on me getting now that I'm on the dose I'm on, when I got off of it because of a snafu with I realized I never can do that again. Yeah. That I will call my pharmacy and I will call my doctor. So that I don't mess up that way. And I know it's funny because my husband suffers from depression, but his depression is more of a depression where mine's depression, but with anxiety, more anxiety on it. His depression, um, he takes a different medication for it, but when he misses his doses, I pick up immediately. Like, I'm like, "Hun, are you okay?" And he's like, "What?" "You're not behaving normally." He's like, "What do you mean?" And then I said, "Are you taking your medication?" You know, and he's like, "It needs to be refilled." I'm like, "Okay." And then I know to back off and I don't talk about it ever again. But so I can tell with him, but with me I didn't see it. With me I didn't see it till I was snapping at my dog and snapping at him for no reason other than he was existing in life. And that is not and that's when I was like, I'm calling my doctor today. We are taking the day off. We are going to the pharmacy. I don't care what I have to do. I have got to get back on this dose because I've been on and off this medication my whole life. So now I'm just at the point where I cannot be off of it. You know, can't James pick it up for you or have you delivered by mail? I could, and believe me, this will never happen again. This was just for a very long time. I was actually off this medication. It wasn't until my father passed 6 years ago that I got back onto it, and then when his mother passed or was sick and then passed, we upped the dosage, and then now his aunt just passed in January. We've had a lot of death in our family. I mean, my dad, his dad, his his mother, his aunt, his great aunt. 5 people, 6 years. It's been a lot. It's been a lot, and I've dealt a lot of it has been dealt with me just shopping. Oh, then my aunt did too. My aunt, 6, 7 people in my life in 6 years, and that's just a lot of people, and a lot of things that I didn't handle it well. I went a lot of retail shopping, okay? Um, Through the years, I've gotten bold and through thought I don't need medication and would go off, and I learned that my limit's 3 months without ADHD meds, antidepressants, and anti-anxiety meds is my limit. Yeah. Yeah, so, Susan, yeah, I will never go off the medication again. Like, I will do everything I can not to. When I started back on it 6 years ago, I had just started with a 20 milligram dose, but now that I'm on a 60 milligram dose, it's doing enough that I can't just not take it, and it makes a big enough difference. And again, I took it the first time I started taking it. This medication was in my 20s. I was in college, and um, everybody in my family saw the difference in me after taking it, and I think I'm very fortunate because I could have. There's other mood issues in my family lineage, line. And like my niece is on ADHD medication and she has to take uh I think it's Adderall or whatever it's called that they give for that. And then my nephew is being tested for it. And I talked to my twin. I said, Jen, well, what have you seen with Violet? Because like, how has this? What's the difference? And she goes, the difference is amazing. she can focus in school, she can actually concentrate on things. Because when we were growing up, my father was born in 1938, my mother was born in 1955. My father's generation was the generation of you have no problems, you talk to nobody, nothing, there's no counseling, you're not sick, right? So we always had to go against that. If you need help, ask for it. And so it was actually my doctor, my really good friend my doctor when I was in my 20s, who was actually still my sister's doctor, and I would still be my doctor if I lived within the um because of my medical insurance, I have to either work in his county or be a resident of the county that he services, and I'm not, so I can't. But anyway, my sister still sees him, and he was the one in my 20s, and I came to see him, and my grandmother had just died. And he said to me, Jackie, and he asked me all the questions, all the questions you've heard. And it never occurred to me that that would be me. And I said, well, yeah, because Jackie, you're normally really more upbeat personality, and you're a little bit more outgoing. And I know you're here because you don't feel well, but this has been the last few times I've noticed. And would would you like trying this medication? I think it would really help you, because he's an internal medicine doctor. Um, and I said, sure, okay. And then I started taking Prozac way back in my 20s. And it was a night and day. Like, my family really, it wasn't okay. It isn't night and day in the fact that, wow, I had an epiphany. No, no, no. It was more along the fact of people said, hey, Jackie, you're a lot calmer than you used to be. You used to be so grouchy. I'm like, what? Like, you used to be grouchy. I used to snap a lot. I was like snapping like a snapping turtle. Because if someone says something like, "Oh, I told you," whatever, I would respond quickly, snappish, waspish is like the other word, like a snapping turtle, And so with the medication, it helped give me that pause, and then I got off of it for a few years, many years, because after my grandmother passed, and I kind of dealt with that, but then I got into a car accident. Yeah, and I'll start it over again. And then, with all the death of the family, it's just something on now. I'm not gonna worry about it. I don't have a problem talking about the fact that I have antidepressants, that I take a whole handful of medication, because I am only alive by modern medicine. And I know that for a fact because of my health. I mean, I was born 2.5 months premature. I spent the first 2 months of my life in an incubator. Um, I am only alive here because of modern medicine and technology. Um, I didn't know I had ADHD until I was working in a coffee shop, and one of my regular customers, who happened to be a doctor, told me to call his office and make an appointment. He knew I would, just from watching. Yes. See, that's amazing, Susan. That's amazing that that doctor had enough empathy, because some people wouldn't do that, doctor or no doctor. Tell somebody, hey, what they're noticing, and say, hey, maybe you should make an appointment with my, hospital or my clinic so we can help you. So it was my doctor who identified it. I didn't know. I had no clue. I mean, I have all these other medical issues. At the time, I was not diabetic, but mm, I have PCOS. I had already been diagnosed with PCOS at the time. Um, and I was in college. My grandmother had just passed. It was very stressful. I was very close to my grandmother, and my family kind of imploded because my grandmother was the matriarch, so she was the center of all of our activities. And when she was gone, my dad and my aunt didn't want to talk to each other anymore. They didn't talk to each other anymore. So all of our family traditions went out the window. My grandmother was the last thing keeping us all together. And then, all this other stuff happened. So I was just very, very, very fortunate that my doctor happened to be an internal medicine doctor who happened to know me really well, who said, Jackie, you know, and again, my sister's still his patient, and she's actually his really good friend, and they go to movies together. And she knows. I mean, I when I knew him, I knew his last wife, his ex-wife, right? And as long as James and I have been together, he's just been dating, and he's not remarried since then. But he's a cool guy. It's really, when you find doctors like that, you keep them. And I told my sister, I'm like, I've been so lucky that I was able to find him because he is a private practice doctor. And when I moved here to this rural area I live in, I found another private practice doctor. She's not an internal medicine doctor. She's a um, just a normal MD, but they're so hard to find. Almost everybody's in a group now. And her father was a doctor. So her father was a doctor. She and he had a practice together. Her father's now retired, so it's now just her practice. Her office is so they're not taking any new clients because this town I live in only has 5 doctors, and the town keeps growing and we're not getting more doctors. So it's a shortage. There's a I mean, she has her clinic is at capacity. Like, there's many things I do. I never miss her my appointment to see her is scheduled every 3 months, and I don't care what is happening on that day. I do not reschedule it. She can reschedule it if she needs to, but I will not miss that day ever because she's too hard to get an appointment with. I mean, I can go see the general nurse practitioner, but I'm not going for a cold. I'm going for a diabetic a medication issue. And if I have to talk about that, because my diabetes isn't controlled, it's managed, but it's not in the numbers we want it to be. So until that happens, I go every 3 months until I can get all the numbers down to where we want them at 6 months. Then it'll be 6 months. But I've been a diabetic since I was 23. I'm 46. It's kind of rough on the organs and everything, So yeah. Anyway, it just wasn't supposed to be let's talk medicine, but I think that people don't talk about it enough. I grew up watching my grandparents take a lot of medication, and I always asked about it and stuff like, well, why does the grandfather have to take so many things? And then my dad had to take a bunch of medications, and then but then people say, oh, don't talk about it, don't ask about it, don't say anything, don't tell people you're on an antidepressant. Like, isn't like why? You know, like I would like people to know that if I'm acting weird to say something, you know, like somebody say something to me like, Jackie, are you feeling okay? Or something. Like, when you go on a cruise, it's very interesting. They tell you to take your medication in the bottle it's prescribed in, which is a little difficult to do when you have 90-day fills, because if something happens to you as an emergency, you know what that pill is, that little white pill, whatever, in your medicine case, but the doctors don't. I mean, the nursing staff doesn't. And I think on a cruise, there's a doctor, there's like a couple medical personnel. So they want to know if you have a heart pressure medication, which one it is, you know? So Susan says, I didn't get put on Prozac until after I had my first 2 kids, but looking back now, I should have been on it long before that. Yeah. Yeah. I didn't know. And my sister actually is ADHD, and I'm not, that I know of. Like, again, Jennifer and I are both dyslexic. She is more severely dyslexic than I am, but I have dyslexia on top of all the other stuff. I'm just happy. Look, as a premature kiddo, I'm just lucky I went to college and I'm successful at my job and I can do things. And even though my grammar is awful, and I invert and reverse things all the time, and I say the wrong things, and um, that's why I tell people too. It's like, I'm not afraid to ask stupid questions, because if I'm thinking about it, then maybe somebody else is, and I don't have a problem if I don't know the answer. That's why I'm asking the question. So it's like, I'm very fine with asking people, hey, what do you think about this? Or what do you think? I don't, people have always assumed growing up that I was not smart, a special ed kid. I was in special ed until the 8th grade. I was slow in reading. I'm dyslexic. I'm not great at math, but after the 8th grade, I was a straight A, well, not straight A, B student. I graduated cum laude at high school. I was able to get a 3.0 in college. Now, I was never a 4.0 student, but I was a 3.5. I was good enough to keep B's and A's in my classes. I never got C's. I think I got one D in one class in college because I refused to write the term paper. I had differences with that professor. But I'm just a hard student, a hard worker. It wasn't so much that I'm super smart. I'm smart enough to work around my disabilities. I'm smart enough to figure out that if I can't do this, I can find a workaround to how to solve the problem. And that actually helped me more than being super smart and book smart, because I have to explain to people how to do something. Just getting the answer, like I've known many gifted and talented people, extremely brilliant people, who can just give you the answer, and they know the answer, and the answer's right, but they can't explain how they did it. And if you can't help me learn how to do what you just did, you're not helping me. You're just giving me an answer. I need to figure out how to get that solution from the problem, and I understand that you figured it out. Can you tell me how to do it? And they can't do it because they get really frustrated because their minds work differently. So sometimes it's one of the things Jennifer and I talk about, because we were special education students for a long time. We have a great deal of empathy and understanding. Not everybody gets it the first 15 times you tell them something. And that's why Jennifer's such a good teacher, because she understands that you have to explain things differently to all the time. People learn differently. And I spend most of my work life explaining to people how to do things that to me might be easy because I do them every day, but is not conceptually very easy to understand. And I'm doing it over a phone or over Teams, and I'm talking about something that I do day in and day out that they don't do. And it's not that they're not brilliant. They're brilliant. They're engineers. Most people I talk to are engineers, but they do a different type of work than I do. So trying to explain spatial geography things to somebody who's used to working in absolutes, when you tell them that's awesome, but everything on the globe and the earth, the way we measure everything is not an absolute. It fluctuates. The earth is not actually a sphere. It's like a weird blobby thing. It's a blobby thing. Okay. Anyway, moving on off my soapbox. Um, um, Paula asked your pharmacy to give you meds in an individual unopened bottles. Ooh, that's awesome. I didn't know that, Paula. And then Susan says, I thought everyone felt that way. I did, but they just handled it better. That's true too. That's one of the hard realities is I've known a great many of my friends have been manic depressive bipolar, like a great many. I don't know how I keep finding people in my friends group that have this specific type of problem. Not problem. It is what it is. And I've always had to explain, it's like, to them, it's like, you think really fast. You do things really fast when they're in their manic phase and stuff. I says, you get things quickly, you're really smart. The rest of the world, we don't do that. I can't sit down for 4 hours and read a book straight like you were doing. So you have to cope to us, because the rest of the world, we're not going to cope to you. And that's what I tell a lot of people, people that are super gifted, super smart, or any neurodivergent anybody, and I'll tell them it's not fair. Life isn't fair. I said, I know this makes sense to you. I know you understand it, but the people around you don't understand it. And they don't understand, you don't understand why they don't understand you, and they don't understand why you don't understand them. And it says, and what you have to do, because you have to work in this world with most people who are not like you have to cope and find workarounds to work with those people. So it's not fair. It's not. My nephew is autistic. It's not fair. Three of my nephews are autistic. So it's like, and it's explaining to them that the rest of the world, like, this makes sense to you. It doesn't make sense to them, and they don't understand. So it's not fair. There's nothing fair. Anybody growing up in life, I think that's one of the worst things that ever happened to me as a kid was people telling, especially as a twin, as an identical twin, everything was shared, everything was split. You had to share everything. The concept of fairness. Is this fair? Are you both of you? I mean, this just life isn't actually fair. So so you have this thing, well, it should be fair like that. We should both have the same. It should be equal. But my sister needed more help with reading than I did. I was a little smarter when it came I was able to not smarter. Jennifer, smart is the wrong word. I was able to process faster than she did when it came to reading younger. So I actually would read with Jennifer when we were in the second and third grades, or mostly first, second, and second. We repeated the second grade twice. I would read with Jennifer because my reading level was higher than hers, although we were both in special ed. We were both behind. Don't get me wrong. But I had the patience to read with my twin where my mother could not. Absolutely could not. She could not read with my sister. She could not help her. This is why a lot of people pay other people to tutor or educate their children, even if they're educators, because they have or you have other people teach your kids how to drive a car because you as the parent or the family member is too difficult. Um, and sometimes you're not prone to listen. So anyway, yeah, story time. What did I drop now? Oh, I want to. If you guys didn't see this, I got this as a gift. Isn't this awesome? It's from Love Shack Fancy, and I was showing it to James. I need to put it in my kitchen to use it. Isn't that beautiful? My Stitch. I don't know anything about this brand, by the way. Love Shack Fancy, but I know they're hard to find. I know it's like an expensive kind of collab thing, but this is really pretty Stitch. I honestly think Stitch is going to be my next tattoo after my Mickey Mouse. I'm going to get a Stitch tattoo. Actually, my friends were surprised I didn't get Stitch as my first tattoo. And I said, well, I've loved the Sorcerer's Apprentice longer. you know, we had to, decisions had to be made, and enough time has gone by that I think I can do it without being, it was very painful to get a tattoo. So I was like, do I really want to do that again? I don't know. I love the results though, and I love showing it to people. I actually forget it's there. Sometimes people notice it and I'm like, oh yeah, that's my tattoo. And I actually ran into a nice couple, a mom and her two sons. We were shopping yesterday at the TJ Maxx, and oh, I'll show you. This is my bag today. This is my Fowler Fallor bag. It's an Italian brand. This is um made in Italy, woven leather. This bag is phenomenal. This is actually a very good bag. I'm gonna move my stuff into this bag because yeah, we're using this tomorrow. Um, so what I bought at the TJ Maxx though is I bought this bag. Now, unfortunately, it's not comfortable, so I'm gonna keep it because I can probably use it as an actual. Let me take off my badge if I don't flash my badge everywhere. Um, this is a Steve Madden chest bag, and it was $16 at TJ Maxx. And we were in the TJ Maxx, and I was looking at this because I needed something. I like different versions of chest bags or phone bags, and I still haven't found the most comfortable. The problem with this one is this nylon is soft, but it cuts me right here on the edge, and that bothered me. So this is not working out. But in here, and the reason I went for a larger one is because I needed something that would carry my work phone and a power brick, and I have a cloth in here. So a lot of times, because my work phone is an Apple phone, which is a different charging cord, it's one of the old ones that has a lightning. Um, I sometimes need to charge it when I'm at work. and I'm not next to my desk. So I bought this at TJ Maxx, and when I was at TJ Maxx, I ended up talking to this really nice lady. She had her son was carrying a Coach. Where'd my phone go? A Coach Cherries cargo tote, and they had the coolest um charms on it. And I said, "Can I take a picture of your bag?" So this is the Cherries tote. Now I know it's a little hard to see, but you see all the charms on there? That's actually a Disney belt that his mother had. Let me see if I can blow it up a little bit. These guys, these charms, this was a belt that she got when she was working for the Disney store in the 80s. And she was there with her son carrying her Cherries tote. And I was like, "Oh my gosh, can I take a picture of your bag?" And then I showed them my tattoo, and we were talking Disney. And it turns out her other son, who was there with her, um, had just come back from working for Disney for a year. And we were talking Disney. So that was really fun. Random conversation in the TJ Maxx. My poor husband, because he was like, "Who are you talking to?" I'm like, "Hey, look, it's nice people." And he worked at Disney, and I'm like, "I'm a DVC member, and I go to this Disney place, and we're going to Disney in June." And yeah, that was a thing. So this is my wallet right now. This is my Astrid wallet. So I'm gonna put this in my new bag, and I'm gonna put my dust bag in there. So what I'm carrying right now is this money case, which I got from um why am I blanking on her name? Lady Badger. She's a reseller and she has sales, and I got this from her. And then this is my car keys. This is a vintage Dooney card case, and this is a vintage Dooney coin case. Actually, you know what I should do is put these together on the same thing. That would be a better, smarter idea, Jackie, because I'm using them together. Um, I love the random conversations in store with people I don't know, but found something to talk about. Yeah, I know. I always find something to talk about. And it's fun too because there's no pressure. It's just a casual conversation. Um, oh, good night, D. Higginbotham. Kathy says, would a strap cover help with the pressure point be- between the strap and your? Yes, it would. I use a belt bag a lot, Lululemon, and I have a strap extenders from. Oh, I should find that because I don't know how I would. This is one of those little belt. The way these, I don't, this there's no way to extend it at the sides, but if there's a way to extend it here, that would work better. It would fit better. It'd be a little less stuck to my neck, you know. So yeah, I'll look that up. Thank you for telling me that, Kathy. And then I have my leatherware bag of things. I would love this bag, this courier bag. They did a re-edition of it. I would love the re-edition. I know that the original, the pipe dream, I'll never find, but if I could get the re-edition, I would love that. Um, and then my other bag of things. This is the other bag of things. So I've kind of added more things to my bags. So I'm trying not to carry the universe. I'm trying to carry, like, I don't really need to take this one with me. Let's pull it out. Let's take this out. So this is my, oh, I do need to take my work phone. I need to pick a different check bag. Hold, please. So this is the bag tomorrow. And this bag is just fabulous. This is really a beautiful bag. Craig told me about this brand, and you can find them for a pretty good price. They're normally around 300 or more, but if you look hard enough, you can get them for a lot less. I think we're gonna go with this tried and true. Tried and true. My puppies are playing with them. So this is one of my Tiffany bags I got from TJ Maxx and Marshalls. And I like this one, but it doesn't hold two phones. It holds one phone and one power bank. But if I had to put both of my work phone or my personal phone and my work phone in here, it would not fit. But that's okay. I don't always have to carry everything all the time. Um, I'm okay. Like, live with it, Jackie. You know. So I do need to change out this pup. So this goes here. I need to figure out what time is it. How long have I been talking? Oh, an hour. Okay. I need to get something to eat. And this is gonna be my bag, my chest bag. So this is my badge holder, and inside this is my office keys inside the zippy pouch. And then this is my phone. So this is why I'm a two bag person. I'm a tote bag and a um phone bag person. That's just how I do things. And I needed to, since we're right here, put this into my big bag. This actually needs to go into the office. You're like, Jackie, what is that? They're teaspoons. I got this as a gift, and I actually need this at my work office, because I drink coffee and I sweetener in it, and so I have to stir it. So that's gonna go to the office. And I can't remember who gave that to me, but somebody gave that to me. Thank you to somebody who gave that to me. So let's put this bag down. So I am being determined to use my bags and not just look at them. So when you're I'm about to go out for a walk. Okay, you have a good walk, Miss Kathy. So guys, I'm gonna get off this live. Thank you for being my friends and hanging out with me and listening to me chatter. It really does help. I think it helps to talk about real life and real things, and perfection is a myth, and we just do the best we can as we can when we can. That's really what it is, you know. So um anyway, y'all have a fabulous work week, and tomorrow Winnie will be going live, and I'm very excited. Hopefully she'll be talking about her new bag, and then I will try very hard to go live on Wednesday for a members live I missed last week. So we're gonna try and do that. And then I will see you guys um Friday for sure if I don't see you Wednesday. And I am normally in Winnie's live. I'm just a lurker and I don't watch the chats because I can't really do both. So I'm much better at listening than chatting, which is why on my lives I try to just chat with the people chatting with me and talk and answer as I go. Um, or else I wouldn't be able to keep up. Anyway, bye everybody.